Hey there, welcome to your reading. I hope you're doing good. Thank you for joining me. So, today's reading is the person on your mind. How do you impact them? How do you make them feel? And yeah, we'll see what messages come out, okay? You can ask in general if you want, but I will be reading from the perspective of a specific person, okay? So, we have four groups: group one, group two, group three, and group four. Sorry if this is confusing, but I couldn't find the number one, so this is what we're going to go with. Okay, so group one, two, three, and four. All right, but if you want to take a moment to choose your group, go ahead. But I will see you in your reading. Hello, welcome to your reading. If you've chosen group number one, this here number two. Sorry if that's confusing. But yes, this reading is for you, all right? So the person on your mind, how do you impact them? What impact do you have on them? All right, so we have the Judgment card. We also have the Page of Wands in reverse. And we also have the Ten of Wands. All right, so what impact do you have on them? So I will say for this group, it does feel like you impact this person by making them feel judged at times. A lot of the time, actually, this could be, you know, a projection on their part. It could be something you said to them, maybe how you carry yourself, and maybe they carry themselves differently. So for whatever reason, they could feel judged by that. But they almost feel like they have to be someone else around you, or at least try to be someone else around you. Like it feels almost like they feel like they need to be more presentable around you, whether that's in terms of conversation, maybe appearance, even hygiene. I don't know if it is hygiene, but it feels more like how they come across, like they need to come across as more mature when they're around you. But it does feel like, even though they try to wear this mask with you, you impact them by making them feel immature, even if you do it unintentionally or you don't, it's like nothing to do with you and it's just projection on their part, like they feel like they have to follow your guidance, you make them feel like they have to listen to you. You impact them by making them feel more reserved, even though they aren't usually reserved, or in certain company they aren't as reserved as they are around you. But I have to say, it doesn't feel like they take it personally. They may even really like the dynamic between the two of you. You make them feel more introspective, you know. They reevaluate themselves. You make them go into themselves, which they don't typically do in other company, So they don't really like how they feel around you. They don't take it in a negative way, for the most part. But you impact them by making them want to find clarity. You make them want to be more mature and more sure about their direction, whether that's their direction in life, their direction when it comes to you, personal things, work, family, responsibilities. But you make them feel like they need to be more discerning with their direction, maybe more intentional even. But yeah, you make them want to grow up, you impact them by making them want to be more forgiving as well. Or when they are around you, they just feel more forgiving. So say for example, there's something that would usually piss this person off, it feels like you've impacted them in a way where they will try to look at the situation from another perspective. It's like they may think to themselves, okay, maybe this is something I don't have to be upset about. Maybe this is something I don't have to be pissed off and angry and frustrated about. Maybe I can, show more grace. Maybe I can look at the situation differently. Why am I allowing myself to be frustrated about something that doesn't even really concern me? So it feels like a lot of you've kind of um, you've impacted them by kind of changing their perspective when it comes to certain things. Especially when it comes to both internal and external aggravators. Like you make them feel like they have more control over themselves. They do feel the need to be more honest and decisive, even though they feel judged by you. They also feel like they can be forgiven, so it's like not the end of the world, you know. Hmm. And even whether or not you judge this person or whether or not it's just their perception, they they definitely feel like your judgments are coming from a good place, a very good place. That's why they don't feel defensive about it. Like you make them feel hopeful that there will be better, days, that they can do better, that they can be better. You make them feel renewed. You impact them by making them feel very calm as well, especially if they are typically quite aggressive or frustrated or stressed out, anxious. Um, you kind of, whatever it may be, you make them feel like it's just all so unnecessary, and that they need to kind of just grow up and not take things so personally. For some of you, you make this person feel like their ideas are a bit silly. Um, why do you make this? Maybe kind of you give them insight that makes them want to rethink their ideas. That was clarified by the Ace of Swords. So yeah, you could give them clarity, like kind of maybe making their ideas more realistic. I was gonna say, sorry, I was gonna say realistic and tangible. So you can make, sorry, I don't know why I find that so funny. I literally do that all the time. Anyways, okay, where was I? So, anyways, you help them, not see their ideas as just silly, but as something, maybe you make their ideas more grounded, more realistic. So, for some of you here, it does feel like you impact them in a way where they do feel a bit inferior to you. They do feel like you do this intentionally, though, even though you don't mean to, even though you're not doing it intentionally, maybe. And you sometimes help them realize that they aren't seeing the bigger picture as well. So you help them be more open, especially about personal things, maybe about their ideas. But you impact them by making them feel like they will not be spoiled by you. And it does feel like the majority of you here, like the person you're asking about, maybe the people around them tend to do that, like spoil them. But with you, it's not happening. And, you impact them by making them feel like they kind of have to just get on with things by themselves. Like they're not going to have their hand held by you, Honestly, it feels like you do help them recognize their bad behaviors. You impact them by making them feel like they can't take action towards you, maybe not in the way that they want to, because you make them feel like there's no potential there in pursuing you, depending on who you're asking about. And for a lot of you, you make them feel like they are loud and wrong sometimes. Like you do make them question their perspectives, their like ideas, their thoughts, and yeah, you make them reevaluate what they have to say, and um, yeah, like their perspective. You make them reevaluate it, make them dig a bit deeper. Like you think that's, but why do you think that? But anyways, so yeah, for a lot of you here, you do make them feel loud and wrong. Um, you make them feel like you impact them by making them feel like they aren't as smart as they think they are, or as much as people have told them. You impact them by making them feel like a child, a bit immature, and let's see, they don't feel defensive about being judged by you or feeling that way, even if it's not true. But they do feel defensive at you kind of thinking they are a child, though they do feel defensive about that, I have to say. But again, depending on who you're asking about, they do feel like you won't commit to them, or take them seriously now and or long term. Maybe because of for some of you, that's why they actually get defensive at you seeing them as a child or seeing them as very immature, because they kind of see that and recognize that, okay, if this person sees me that way, then there's not much hope of a future with this person, and it feels like that's what they want. So yeah, you do kind of make them feel a bit irresponsible, like your own hard work and dedication impacts them as well. It makes them feel sometimes like they aren't doing enough for themselves. And again, please only take this if it resonates with the person you're asking about, but you make them feel like you're not in their life because you want to be in their life, but because you feel obligated to be in their life. They also feel like they owe you. They do feel like a bit exhausted around you, especially if you put this person to work, again, like you don't hold their hand. So yeah, they could feel exhausted, but also in a way where they feel like they have to put in extra work and extra effort around you, because they do kind of see you as quite challenging for them. So, that could be also a reason for their exhaustion. All right, so we have, I'll put this here for a moment. So we have deep emotional healing. Your heart is ready to heal from the past. Yeah. So you make this person feel like they're making progress. You make them feel like they're healing. Maybe certain things that was clarified with Six of Cups, certain things that they kind of held on from the past, whether it's, in terms of values, thoughts, perspectives, stuff like that. Um, I can't remember what I was gonna say. Well, yeah, you make them maybe think differently, or see their past differently. So it feels like you do impact them and making them feel quite emotional as well. So we also have passion and purpose. Your enthusiasm gives you energy and motivation to work on a meaningful project that's dear to you. So you make them feel like their life could have more purpose than it already does. Um, Maybe you've made them feel like they can explore other purposes. All right, so we have some good stuff is about to happen. Don't let your issues ruin it. So for some of you here, you do make them feel like they could be getting in the way of your blessings or, good things that you're trying to manifest and bring into your life. And for some of you here, you also make them feel like good things can happen for them as well. So we have eat your veggies. Yeah, you make them want to be a bit healthier. That's how you impact them. Whether this is mentally, emotionally, physically. So yeah, it does feel like a lot of you here have encouraged this person to take their health more seriously. And finally, not finally, we have a few more cards, but we have you are giving your power away. This doesn't really feel like it's about them. This feels like it's more about you. Maybe it has impacted them, like seeing the way you carry yourself, but they view you as someone who won't who doesn't give their power away, but that energy from you has impacted them. So we have obedient. So yeah, they definitely feel like they need to obey you. They definitely feel like you're the person in charge, especially when it comes to the two of you. We have perfectionist. Like they view you as a perfectionist and your perfectionist tendencies has impacted them. So it's made them want to be a bit more detailed. I wouldn't say perfectionist, but definitely more methodical, more detailed. And finally, we have conservative. So I feel like that a similar message came up earlier, but it was more reserved. Let me see something. Yeah, it's not really coming up as conservative, but it is coming up again as reserved. You definitely impact them to make them feel a bit more reserved. Maybe even like they need to be a bit more traditional. So you also make them feel like they need to be more stable as well with that conservative energy. But anyways, that is what I have for this group. I do hope it can resonate. I do hope it can make sense and be helpful. But I am wishing you all the best. All right, please take care of yourselves. Bye. Why, hello. If you've chosen this group, if you've chosen group number 2 with this here shiny 3, then this reading is for you, all right? So the person, I'll put this here for a moment. So the person on your mind, how do you impact them? What impact are you having on them? Whether it be in general or right now. But we do have the 2 of Swords upright, 6 of Swords upright, and the 7 of Cups in reverse. Alright, so if any messages don't resonate, then just please feel free to reject the reading and, keep it moving. You know what I mean? But yeah. So how do you impact the person on your mind? So it feels like for this group, you impact them by making them feel conflicted. And for some, this is more about some control issues that they have or have had in the past, and how they can sometimes hold themselves back because of this. They do feel like these issues did or do interfere with how they interact with you, how you interact with them. And they do feel bad about how they interact with you or how they've interacted with you in the past. You impact them by making them feel like they don't want any trouble with you, like they want a truce of sorts, forgiveness, maybe for you both not to be defensive, even enough that you both can move forward together. They do feel conflicted about whether or not you would want to move forward with them. You do impact them by making them want to do better, though, I have to say. You do make them feel as though I say you make them feel, but this could be just their perception, just their feelings, how you impact them without you could just be standing there minding your own business, So yeah. But it does feel like in their perspective, in their feelings, you impact them, um, making them feel like they've maybe, I don't know, have I just said this? Like you've done something wrong? Or like no, like they've done something wrong. Like you impacting them in a way where they do think you aren't sure about them. Like they feel defensive as well around you. They do question whether or not they should move forward with you or approach you, because they do think you would end up being torn between them and someone else or something else. You impact them by making them feel like they are out of your league. Honestly, they feel like you would never choose them. Not seriously, anyway. Like you impact them by making them feel like they would be in opposition with someone else. Like they would have to compete with someone else for you, for your loyalty, for your time, affection. You influence them by making them feel like they can't really tell you the truth, like they can't really be upfront with you. This could be referring to a lot of different things, mainly about you and their feelings for you, a commitment, their work, or challenges. But you also make them feel a bit fearful about getting in too deep with you because they do feel like you would never maybe give them what they want or give them honesty or give them clarity in some way. And it also feels like your words impact this person. And your words could cut them, or this could be a fear that they have. Like, if I was to ask you for honesty, would your words hurt me? You know? So for some of you, they do feel that way. And I know this may sound contradictory. Oh my god, I can't even speak. I know this may sound contradictory to what I said earlier, but you impact them in a way where they feel like they don't want to get closer to you, even though they do, because of the risks that come with getting closer to you. So there is some desire mixed with fear, honestly. You know, so they also kind of feel like there's a risk of them being undervalued, kind of maybe pushed to the side even, or kind of kept on the sideline. But you impact them in making them feel both defensive and at peace. That's why they feel so confused about you. They feel stuck in their head about you. Because even though there are times where you really do make them feel at peace, they also feel like there is, a huge potential for you to switch up on them as well. You influence them by making them want to find peace and stability. It feels like you've already helped them actually face or overcome some challenges that they were experiencing in the past. So that's how you've already impacted them. It feels like you impact this person as well by making them feel like they need to find a purpose, but also a role and a purpose in your life. They feel like they need to have some type of meaning in your life. Maybe that way they won't feel as though you will kind of push them to the side so easily. So they feel like they need to work on, playing a significant role in your life. But you impact them by making them realize that they need to make better choices when it comes to things that could be or become potentially harmful. It's funny, throughout this reading, even it kind of felt like my chest felt kind of heavy, it felt like I was being suffocated almost. And I don't know, and it may just be me, but for a lot of you here, they do kind of feel suffocated. And this impact could be brought on by you. Again, it maybe it's nothing that you've done personally, but they almost feel trapped, like they can't be free. And this feels like it's in their head, like, so it's like if I don't tell you how I feel, if I don't get something off my chest, then I'm going to continue feeling this way. So yeah, they do want to sort things out and not just run away and keep bottling it up, you know? And they do want to make things right as well. But there is a part of them that kind of feels like you both won't have a chance at something real or something genuine. You've also kind of made them feel like they do need to be less emotional and that you kind of appreciate logic more, even if that's not necessarily true. Do you know what song I heard? You know, the way you make me feel, you're really turning me on. I don't know, that song randomly came in my head. So for some of you, I don't know. Anyways, for some of you, they could feel like desire, a heavy attraction towards you as well. Okay, nice. So we have natural beauty and authenticity. Be yourself as God has made you naturally attractive and lovable inside and out. So this is how they view you. They view you as very naturally beautiful, maybe very authentic as well. Like you're very much yourself, and they really appreciate that. And this feels like it's not something that's impacting them currently, but it feels like it's something that has impacted them in the past. Or that's something that has triggered them in the past. Your authenticity, your beauty, and how attracted they are to you. Yep. Okay. Okay, we also have socialize or join in, make healthy and supportive new friendships and connections by getting involved with a group of like minded people. Okay, so how do you make them feel? So you impact them by making them feel like they do want to socialize with you a bit more. Is it with you, with other people? Do you know what? For some of you, it's actually that they feel like they need to socialize more with other people because they think about you so much. It's like, okay, a nice distraction. Okay, you want to go here? Like, someone calls them, like, you want to go here? Like, I would love to go here. Just so I can stop thinking about this person for a little while, even though they'll still be thinking about you. Um, but yeah, that's how you impact them anyway. Like, they could go out more, um, not because of you, but because of you, you know? Do you have more from this? So we have stop talking. What does it say behind it? Oh, be quiet and listen. Alright, so please only take this one if it resonates. So when I was clarifying first, the five of swords came out. So if any of you have been in conflict with this person, then they do feel as though they need to stop talking. Maybe before, anyone can't come back from something that they've said, or they kind of just feel like they need to stop, the conflict. But with this Three of Swords as well, like that could be a reason why they feel like they need to stop talking. Like they feel like maybe you both could potentially hurt each other, through saying things that you might end up regretting, you know? We also have be grateful. Things could be much worse. So this is actually coming out as you impacting them by making them feel as though you don't really appreciate them, that you're not really grateful for them, or maybe certain things that they do for you. We also have you are loved. You are here for a reason, is what it says on the back. So you impact them by making them feel like they can be loved. And, whether this is referring to the past or something that they're kind of hopeful for in the future, or they kind of see you as like a loving person, even if you're not that way towards them right now. But yeah, that's how you impact them and making them feel. You also make them feel like they can love you as well. So we have strict. So please only take this if it resonates, but for some of you here, you do impact them by making them feel like they need to be more strict with their diet. Like for some of you here, if you have expressed concern about their health, about their diet, then they are taking it seriously, it feels like. Or at least trying to take it seriously. We also have soft. So you make them feel vulnerable, you make them feel like they would do anything for you. And finally, we have formal. So for some of you, you do make them feel like they need to be better behaved, but I'm not really getting much else from this formal card. But anyways, that is all I have for this group. I do hope it could resonate, be helpful, But I am wishing you all the best, all right? Please take care of yourselves. Bye. Hello. Welcome to your reading. If you've chosen the number 4, group 3. So, if you have chosen the 3rd group, then this reading is for you, the person on your mind. What impact do you have on them? So, we have 10 of Cups reversed, the Sun upright, and the Queen of Swords upright. Okay, so what impact do you have on them? Okay, so please only take what messages resonate, or if it doesn't resonate at all, just feel free to reject the reading, okay? Alright, so what impact do you have on them? So I have to say, it does feel like you make this person feel emotional, but this doesn't really feel like an impact that you necessarily have on them. They could already be quite an emotional person, but they do feel emotional about you right now. They feel unstable about you, maybe because of you. But this reading does feel a little different than the previous two because it doesn't actually feel like you've had an influence on how this person is feeling, not directly anyway. So, again, please take what resonates and what makes sense. It feels like you're not really doing anything to make them feel like that. So please keep that in mind throughout the reading. So it does feel like this person misses you. They feel left out, like they are missing out on a lot of moments with you. For some reason, you make them reevaluate family, rethink family values as well. That it should be different than what it has been, what it currently is, or what they currently think, like their current, you know, perspectives on family. Like they definitely feel as though that they need to maybe rethink those values. They do feel as though you've changed as well. I won't clarify in what way because it does feel like it is in a lot of different ways for, for different people. But overall, they do think you are in a better place. They feel that they didn't love you or support you the way that you needed. And for some of you, it's your absence that has made them, you know, realize that and feel this way. They feel a lack of happiness and fulfillment, again, not necessarily influenced by you, maybe by the absence of you. They do feel like they are struggling financially, so they can't really move forward with you even if they wanted to, and in the way that they would like to. They may actually feel like you wouldn't accept their financial responsibilities. Maybe you wouldn't take on those responsibilities. Maybe that's something they hope you would take on those responsibilities? Yeah, for some of you, they do kind of hope you would take on those financial responsibilities, but maybe they see that idea as very unrealistic, actually. But you have impacted them in a way where they realize that they can't or shouldn't be in a relationship, not with you, maybe with someone else, actually. They feel like they weren't able to achieve a goal with you, perhaps a goal of being a family with you, but you do kind of influence them into thinking that they do need to create and be, in charge of their own happiness. They do feel like you can make them happy, but they realize as well that they shouldn't rely on that. And for some of you, you do make them feel like they need to embrace their own independence, then maybe their own freedom a bit more. They do feel as though they need to be more like the Queen of Swords. Actually, the King of Swords, because you're like the Queen of Swords. And do they feel like they need to match your energy? It's not even really about matching your energy, but they do feel like you would respect them more if if they were the like King of Swords to your Queen of Swords. But in what way? But in terms of the King of Swords, Queen of Swords energy, they feel like they should have more discernment, keep their emotions below the surface. They do feel like they need to be more direct with you as well. You impact them by making them feel like they need to be more righteous in some way. You do make them feel like they aren't the easiest to love, and please only take this if it resonates. This isn't for everyone, but it feels like you're being advised to stop tapping into this person's energy, at least for now. For some of you, it could be slowing you down, maybe slowing down a healing process. And it feels like this person would potentially hurt you or drag you down. It feels like you've worked really hard, and this person could potentially make you regress. And I don't usually feel compelled to, say stuff like that in general readings, but I don't know, something just feels kind of off, you know, worryingly off. But ultimately, do what feels right for you. But if your intuition aligns with that advice, then please take it. So what aren't they telling you? We have divine intervention. So it feels like they want you to be an intervention for them. With the Queen of Pentacles being here, the Six of Wands. Again, this does feel like it is in terms of helping this person. It does feel like they want your help. Sorry about that. So they could so for some of you, they could be looking at you as a means to an end. So that could be another reason why you're being asked to be cautious around this person or with this person. We also have heightened intuition. Be extra aware of your inner knowingness as it's trustworthy. Again, like that feels like it's advice straight to you, to be aware of how you feel around this person, your dreams, random thoughts, random feelings that you have around this, like around this person or about this person, um, you know, because whatever your intuition is telling you about them, it is trustworthy, so definitely trust yourself. All right, so we have this lightning bolt. Behind it, it says figure your own stuff out. I don't know why I keep hearing this song, but I'm hearing Blinded by the Lights. I don't know, there could be a message in that song for some of you, so I don't know. Check it out if you wanna. Even though this person, yeah, so even though this person sees you as a means to an end, they also, like, you've also impacted them by making them feel like they need to figure their own shit out, and not rely on you or maybe even someone else. Whether they're gonna actually do that or not is a different story, but we also have winning. You got a good thing going, don't ruin that. So some of you are really being encouraged not to be blinded by this person, okay? Honestly, you're being encouraged to not let this person bamboozle you, all right? I don't know why it's coming out like that, but again, please only take that if it resonates with you. So yeah, they do feel like you would be able to help them win, that you would be able to kind of push them forward almost, help them overcome challenges. We also have put the phone down. So yeah, for some of you, you impact them by making them feel like they need to put their phone down, maybe get off social media, get off the internet, you know. But yeah, do you have more from this? So we have subservient. So they do feel as though they could get you to be submissive to them. We also have timid. But even though they feel like they could get you to be submissive to them, they're also a little bit timid when it comes to you as well. It's like, say for example, like I'm afraid to ask you a question, but once I ask you and you say yes, then like my confidence grows. So for some of you, like that's kind of not that situation, but like that energy is kind of similar to why they feel timid. It's almost like I'm afraid to approach this new person, but once I approach this new person, then I'm gonna be my cocky, arrogant self. So yeah. And finally, we have mischievous. So I don't know, like they don't necessarily plan on being mischievous. Maybe they do, but it feels like someone just wants to give you a heads up that this person can be quite mischievous. Okay, and this could be both in a fun way and also in a not very nice way as well. So yeah. But anyways, that is all I have for this group. I do hope it could resonate, be helpful. But I'm wishing you all the best. All right, please take care. Bye. Hello, if you've chosen the fifth group, no, the fourth group, but the number five, then this reading is for you, okay? So, the person on your mind, what impact do you have on them, all right? And we'll start off with your tarot cards. We have the Hierophant upright, Ten of Pentacles reversed, and the Eight of Swords in reverse. Okay, group four. So you impact them by making them feel like they need to be more responsible. You make them feel more stable, honestly, more grounded. For some, they do feel like they have more spiritual experiences when they are around you or because of you. So you have impacted them in a spiritual way. Like they could even be having some like very vivid dreams as well. Maybe they don't typically have dreams or vivid dreams that they remember. And yeah, so yeah, some of you have impacted them in that way. So this person, they think of you and see you as someone who's free, someone who cannot and will not be controlled by them specifically, by other people as well, but it's referring to them right now. And you impact them by making them feel like you are someone they shouldn't even try to control. It's like, okay, I see this person could be hard to control, but let me try it anyways. Like this person is like, nah, they're like, yeah, they definitely feel like it won't be received very well. I don't know, but you make them feel like they need to have more respect for themselves when they are around you, maybe when they're not around you too. But you also make them feel as though they need to value their own self worth. You also impact them by making them feel as though they aren't as adventurous as you. Even if you don't go out of your way to make them feel that way and you're just kind of living your life, but they do feel as though that they like need to be as adventurous as you and as free as you are, so you have impacted them or inspired them in that way. They do think of you as having more traditional values, maybe family oriented values, and you influence them by making them feel like they need to do the same, you know, and that they need to be more conventional, more practical, more hardworking too. It does feel like this person wants your support. This is either because they are dealing with a dark situation or some challenges, maybe even health related. But I have to say, for some of you, it does feel like they want your help, not really caring about how it may affect you, and how it may, impact you. And I have to say as well, it feels like your support of them could potentially pull you into a dark place. For some of you, this could be referring to money issues, so it could, bring on financial worries. So you make them feel as though they are a little closed-minded. You make them feel like they should have as much faith as you as well. You influence them to have more motivation because they feel like they have been lazy, maybe lately, or when it comes to certain things. Whether this is motivation in terms of cleaning, getting out more, living more and not just going to work, or for some of you, it could be motivation to find work or get a better job or, whatever it may be. And it feels like you've also impacted them in a way where you've shown them that they need to make better financial decisions. You may have even highlighted actually some toxicity going on within their family. It doesn't really feel like they're going to do anything about it or anything to change it, but they do notice now. And you also influence this person by making them feel like success isn't everything, especially if they're sacrificing their loved ones, their health, their own freedom and, stuff like that in the process. And again, this may not necessarily change for them right now, but you have definitely highlighted it. But you made this person feel a bit insecure because of their generosity or lack of it. It could be their generosity, lack of generosity towards you or towards someone else. You also make them feel like you won't support certain things that they do. They do actually feel like they haven't been supportive enough of you, whether this be financial or otherwise, and they could feel insecure about that as well. But they look at you and they feel like you've escaped some situation and you influence them in wanting to do the same. And they think that you have escaped something that would have caused you a lot of conflict, maybe something that did cause you a lot of conflict, maybe something that, trapped you, made you feel worthless, or made you feel like a victim. They feel like you have escaped that, whether it be a mindset or whether it be a situation, environment, a person, or something you are more aware of. But you do impact them in making them feel more calm and making them feel relief. You empower them to take action, and to be more authentic. So we have answered prayers. All your great work has opened the door for divine solutions and support. So they do feel as though something has improved for you. They do feel like a prayer of yours has been answered, and it has impacted them in a way where they kind of like, they could be questioning their own faith. They're kind of wondering when they're going to get there. I don't know, what would you call it? Like, when will their prayers be answered? Like, we have the Nine of Wands. So, no. Feels like they're currently struggling. Five of Wands. So yeah, they could be like wondering like when are their prayers are going to be answered. So we also have bless your heart, reach out for emotional and spiritual support to help heal and mend your heart. Yeah, they feel like you are in a better place. Like they feel like you have gone through a lot of healing or experienced a lot of healing. Like your health is just in a better, place, whether it's emotional, mental health, physical health. They do feel like they need to reach out for your support, for your guidance. Six of Pentacles. Is it money related? For some of you, it could be money related. So we have detox. What does that say? It says drink a smoothie. Okay, so how do you impact them? So it feels like for this group, you've helped them realize as well that there are certain things that they do need to detox from, especially in terms of people, actually, and health-wise. So we also have step away from a crazy diet for a minute. Eat some yummy stuff. Okay, so how have you impacted them? So you've impacted them by making them realize that yes, they need to take care of themselves, but they should also, kind of keep in mind like things that give them pleasure as well. For some of you, you've impacted them by making them realize that they maybe need to change their diet. And we also have things are about to get real. You need your people around you, is what it says on the back. So they do feel like they're going to need you very soon. We also have fearless. So your fearless has definitely impacted them, making them want to be more fearless as well. We also have fair. So it feels like they want more reciprocity from you. I think I said that word right, but it feels like they want more fairness from you. Do you have more from that? And finally, we have worried. So you do make them realize that they do need to take certain things more seriously. It's like, say, for example, you get notified about your health but you're like, no worries, like, that's not really going to take that seriously. So, but it feels like, okay, shit, maybe I actually do need to take this problem serious. And it doesn't have to be regarding to health, I was just using that as an example. Um, yeah, so you make them feel like they do need to deal with certain situations or a challenge or a problem head on. But, anyways, that is all I have when it comes to you. Wait, hold on. You also make them feel worried about you as well. Why do you make them feel worried? I mean, this could be with the King of Wands, this could be with how well you're doing, with how settled you are, with how confident you are, with how something's going for you. I mean, for very few of you, they could be worried that you might leave them behind. But anyways, that is all I have for this group. I do hope it could resonate, make sense, be helpful. But I'm wishing you the best, all right? Take care. Bye.